Welcome back. Still to come, actors Bill Nighy and Matt Horn will both be here live.
First, though, today most children across the country are returning to school after their summer break with a smile hopefully on their face.
But for Sam Major's 9-year-old son Kristopher, this day and most other school days bring dread and anxiety.
Sam suffers from a condition known as school phobia, which, according to a poll that we recently commissioned, affects 1 in 10 children. Kristopher's mum, Sam, joins us today alongside psychologist and school phobia expert Dr Nigel. So welcome both.
Welcome.
He went today.
He has gone today, yes.
How's it gone? What's the report from home?
It's not gone too bad. He was upset before he left for school and he's dawdled on the way to school. But he's got there and the head teachers met him and took him into class, so he's in there and he's fine.
Well, we'll talk about the support from school later, because actually that is key when it comes to school phobia. But you say that actually he was always a very shy child, even before going to nursery. He was very shy, not one to necessarily come forward, hid behind your legs quite frequently. But it was when he went to nursery to begin with that this really started. What was his behaviour like then?
Well, he didn't want to go to nursery. So when he got to nursery, he would really cling and he would grab onto my fingers and really squeeze them like this. So he just really didn't want to go. He wouldn't speak at nursery.
Well, he went into the September and he didn't really start talking at all, didn't say a word until the following Easter.
Yeah, they thought he couldn't speak.
Wow.
He didn't speak to any of the teachers, he didn't speak to any of the other children, he just would not speak whatsoever.
You have you've got 5 boys, aged from 18 to 6, and 1 girl, a 5-year-old. 6 boys. That because I didn't include Kristopher there. And have you noticed it in any of the other 5?
No, none of the other boys have got it, and Sammy Jo hasn't got it either.
And your daughter hasn't got it either. So they went to school. Sammy Jo's only 5. So...
Yeah, Sammy Jo's in year 1 now.
Yeah.
She loves it. Matthew went through a bit of a phase, but I think that's just because he wanted to be with Sammy Jo and they've been to nursery together.
So it's got worse and worse and worse with Kristopher. And it gets to the stage where he's saying that he's ill and feigning being poorly in the morning. Oh, yeah,
he's pretended to be sick. He's been claiming of having temperatures, tummy aches, headaches. He's been through the lot.
And the absolute worst, on the worst days, what happens?
On the worst days, it can take 3 members of staff to get him through the door.
Wow, gosh. Which must be distressing for not only him, but also for you as well.
Yeah, because you feel awful. Like, he really doesn't want to go that much, that he's going to really cling on. And as one teacher's getting one hand, he's grabbing with the other hand, and he does it. And then he's crying, and it's very upsetting.
Well, things got a lot better for him around the age of 6 when he moved schools, didn't he? This was something that you all did together. The school got involved, you got involved, and his life began to get very slowly, but better. What changes did they make that helped?
Well, the teachers come and meet him at the door. They're very positive with him. They try and give him something to look forward to. So they'll say, come on, Kristopher, we're doing this morning. We're going to be doing painting, or we're going to be doing this topic work today. So they really try and encourage him and motivate him. And he has like a sticker chart, so he gets stickers. And then he gets like a little treat when he's filled it. So
there's a routine, is there?
There is a routine, yeah.
And does he feel more comfortable because he has that morning routine?
He does, yes. We get there to school for 8:30, although school doesn't go in till 10 to 9.
So he's happy to go early?
He's happy to go early. He prefers being there early. If you're late, then he gets upset. So he would rather be there early, and then he's at the door waiting for the teacher to open the door, and then the teacher takes him in.
It's interesting because over the summer break that you've just had, he's a different child.
He has been, yeah.
So when you go on away and there's kids' clubs or things for him to get involved with, he enjoys that.
Oh, yeah, he loves it, yeah. We've just come back from Blackpool and we went to the Haven site, and he's been taking part in the kids' entertainment, and he's been having a great time with all the different kids' clubs.
So it's not the anxiety of leaving you or being with other children, it's purely going to school.
Yeah.
But it's interesting, isn't it, Dr. Bagg, that I did this. My first day of school, my mother, probably watching this today, will have those terrible recollections. And I went the first day and it was fine, and then I didn't realise I had to go again. And then I went the next day, and as she was getting me dressed, I'm taking all my clothes off, and then she had to walk me screaming down the corridor, throw me into the classroom. The teacher would close the door, and she was a gorgeous teacher, really lovely, supportive teacher. But my dad used to go up in his lunch break and have a look, and I was always sitting on my own under the same tree in the playground. And then one day, you know, it all going, one day it was, I mean, for them it was horrible, really traumatic. And then one day it clicked, and I suddenly got into the swing of things, and then I loved it. But I would never have wanted to go to school 20 minutes early. I never had the fear of being late. I never stood there waiting for the teachers to open my door. So there's sort of something else, isn't there, involved?
Yeah, I think every case is unique, and basically you get a vulnerable child who's anxious or quite sensitive, often quite reserved in some way, and then you get issues going on at home, and then issues in school, and the combination of vulnerable child, issues at home, issues at school can trigger anxiety.
So what do you do?
I think what Sam's been doing has been absolutely brilliant, and there's some interesting aspects to it in the sense that Sam's problems with Kristopher improved after a change of school. In fact, a change of school is one of the biggest precipitors of school refusal and school phobia. But in her case, it was a new start for Kristopher when he was 6, and he'd already had so much anxiety around nursery, and then which was attached to the main school, and then the move to the ordinary school, the reception class, that he was a very anxious, rather a child who was set apart from the others, and going to a new school was a fresh start. And what was really critical, I think, is this new school really want to support and work with him and help him. And so, but getting the child to school is the most important thing. It's worth saying as well that actually, when you've gone to the holiday clubs, I learnt that Mum is with him at the holiday club.
I am with him.
You are there with him.
So part of the problem with a young child is separation anxiety in a school situation.
So if you're recognising this in your own child, perhaps you've had this experience this morning, what is the first thing you do? Is it something you go to your GP with, or do you approach the school?
Well, some of these children do present with really worrying symptoms that look as though they're really ill. Some of them can have terrible stomach pains and headaches and look really, really dreadful. And obviously, if a mother is worried or the father's worried about illness, then it's best to take the child to the GP out of school hours, preferably, and have them checked out. I mean, I certainly had a case where a 10-year-old lad who had all the symptoms of school phobia, we got over it, he got back to school, but the stomach aches continued, and actually he did have a problem that needed treating.
Yeah.
So you've got to check out that. The second thing is you've really got to make sure that the school is the right school, and they are in tune with the child and supportive and sensitive and are prepared to be flexible. You've got to have the right peer support. There's lots of practical measures, but really, if you can't get over that in those kind of taking practical measures, the first port of call is to get the local educational psychologist involved and do a thorough assessment of the child. What are all the vulnerabilities for the family and the school, and work out a plan to support the parents and the school.
It's certainly something that is happening a lot around the country. Our poll, which say we commissioned, more than a third of parents know about school phobia. 1 in 10 have had a child who suffers from it. Of those, nearly half have attacks regularly. Lack of friends, not fitting in, are cited as the main causes of school phobia. Let us know if you're suffering from that today. Thank you both very much indeed.
Pleasure. Thank you.
And give our regards to Kristopher.
Yes, do. I hope you had a good day today.
A bit easier for all of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, let's see what you think. Emma's in the hub.
Yes, so many people have got in touch on this subject. The comment counter is flying up. Ashley Hobbs said, my youngest has school phobia. Thanks, Brett, for putting it back. It's a nightmare. I'm trying to get her to school as we speak, but it's just not happening. Anika said she was taken out of school at 15 because of high anxiety. The school called it skiving, but I was genuinely terrified to go in. And Jackie Parsons said, my daughter's friend had a school phobia at secondary school, but strangely could go to college with no problem. Keep those comments coming in, please.
All very unique cases. Well, if you've been affected by anything we've just discussed, or you think that your child could be suffering from school phobia, then you can go to our website, itv.com, for more information.
In just a moment, from Stacey's husband Gavin to treading the boards in the West End. Don't miss Matt Horn, he's coming up next.
First, it's competition time, and there's 50. I was looking at Matt Horn going, oh, there he is, he's only over there, hello. Distracted me. Competition time now, and there's £54,321 up for grabs, and here's how you can be a winner.
Gone to sleep.
I'm going to come over.
Dozed off.